Hello and welcome to the talking topic on vectors. It says question number 6, but this is question number 7. It's the last one of this series. Let's go out on a high and see if we can get this one right. OAB is a triangle. O to A is 2A, O to B is 3B. Find A to B in terms of AB. So we've got to get from A to B. Well, we've seen this tons of times before. We can't go this route, so we're going to have to go there and there. So to get from A to B, I'm going to go A to O. And when I get there, I'm going to go O to B. A to O is travelling in the opposite direction to that arrow, so that's minus 2A's. And then O to B is positive 3B's. Thank you very much, I'll have the mark. You can write it as 3B minus 2A if you prefer, but that's absolutely fine. Right, point P is on... P is the point on AB such that A to P and P to B is 2 to 3. A to P is 2, P to B is 3. Now again, immediately start thinking, that's 2 parts, that's 3 parts, in total that's 5 parts. That's going to be very helpful. Show that O to P is parallel to the vector A plus B. Right, before we even worry about that, we've got to get what vector O to P is. So we've got to get from O to P. Now the best route here is going to be to go from O to A, and then when we get there, go to O to P. Because we know what A to B is, and we now know kind of how far along point P is. So let's get that down. Let's go from O to P. Let's go O to A, and then when we get to A, go A to P. Now O to A, that's the easy bit. That's just going to be 2A's. Sorry, that should be an equals there. That should be 2A's. Then when we get to A, we've got to get to P, and that's 2 out of 5 parts. So it's going to be 2 out of 5 parts of the longer way, or 2/5 of vector AB. And that'll get you to P. So 2A plus 2/5 of vector AB. Well, now we can do all our work down here. 2A plus 2/5 of vector AB was minus 2A plus 3B's. Now this is where you've got to be very good at your negative numbers and your fractions. It's the key to vectors, this really. So we've got 2/5 of minus 2A. Now you've got to be good enough to know, firstly it's a negative, because it's a positive times a negative, and 2 lots of 2/5 is 4/5, so it's minus 4/5 of A. Likewise, 2/5 of 3B, that's going to be positive 6/5 of B. 3 lots of 2/5 is 6/5. Now we've got to tidy this up. So we get, flipping out, this is quite hard actually, we've got 2 whole A's, take off 4/5 of A's. Now if you prefer to think of it, 2 whole A's, and we want to start taking off fifths, that's really like 10/5 of A. 10/5 is 2 whole A's. So if you've got 10/5 and you take off 4/5, you're just left with 6/5 of A. That often works, changing whole numbers into fractions when you're having to take them off. Plus 6/5 of B. Now the eagle-eyed among you will be smiling at this point because things are looking up. We've got to show that OP is parallel to the vector A plus B. 6/5 of A plus 6/5 of B. If I factorise that, that's the same as 6/5 of A plus B. So I've shown it's parallel there because it's got the A plus B component in there. It's just 6/5 of the size. So I might as well finish by putting therefore OP is parallel to A plus B. Done and dusted. So I've shown it's parallel because they've both got this A plus B component in them. And that is the end of vectors. I enjoyed that. See you for the next topic.